the root for good pranayama is the spinal column. If the spinal column is not alert, pranayama do not come to them at all. Not inhalation, exhalation, what goes on. Anterior spine, the earthworm. Have you seen the earthworm? They contract, they move forward. And there is a rhythm in their movements. Have you seen? So, spine should be moved as the earthworm stretches forward. The anterior spine should stretch like that without aggression. Now I am sitting. My spine is straight, but my anterior spine is not straight. No? Did I jerk?
No.
So I have to steady the vibration. So according to the vibration, I have to go on increasing what type of vibration comes on the lower spine, lumbar spine, how to introduce that into the thoracic spine. Like that you have to develop. Then the anterior spine, can you see that? The moment this opens. So this is the source of energy. So we do pranayama on gross level to store energy. So this is the source of energy. So when a man is depressed, what happened? So energy is not there. Suppose you want to say valor. So that means you sprout the energy that is from the side chest. So the lungs are only very small here. So that's why the energy, source of energy is the extremities of the side chest. And that's why when we do pranayama, we make the energy to store that. That is on the gross level. But pranayama, as yesterday in one of the class I said, that people call this temple. Is it not? So the temple is like the gate of the church. If the main gate of the church is closed, can you go inside? So this is the door, this temple door, for the mind to go inside. So in meditation, when they say, let go, it's not the let going, it is releasing the temples. So if the temples go close to the body, they go close to the bone, cells of the brain, so there is no action. It's only passive reflection. Passive reflection is meditation. So pranayama is half meditation. That's why it is the gate for the mind and the consciousness to go close to the self. You know, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara, you have all heard and said, is it not? So God has got three forms, which according to our mythology, Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara. Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is the organizer, Shiva is the destroyer. So in our breathing, these three murtis, we call them three murtis, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. So Puraka is Brahma. If you cannot inhale, you are half dead. So that is how to know that inhalation is a generator for analysis or synthesis. And Kumbhaka is to organize, to make the energy to reach the nerve cells so that they are rejuvenated. So after inhalation, Kumbhaka is to organize the drawn in energy to distribute in the body for it to develop the tolerance, perseverance and persistence. That is Kumbhaka. Not just holding the breath for 1 minute. And so I can hold for half a minute. But did the energy reach the tip of the nerves is the Kumbhaka. So that's why it is known as generator G, organizer O. Exhalation, vicious air, which has been used, becomes a toxin, so release the breath, so Shiva is Rechaka. So Brahma is Puraka, Kumbhaka is Vishnu, Rechaka is Shiva. So without his name, with whatever country we belong to, we follow GOD. generating force, organizing force, destructive force. So that is now, it is known as Puraka, Kumbhaka, Rechaka. When you are all doing pranayama, the spiritual aspect of pranayama is not the length of the inhalation, length of retention, length of exhalation. That's one part. Because Yajnavalkya was the master of pranayama. It is Yajnavalkya who introduced Vishamavritti pranayama, not others. So Samavritti pranayama, there are so many divisions, which I don't want to go into that. What I want you to experience is, yesterday I spoke about the empty cup, brain, how to empty the brain, full brain. So if the cup is full, you search for the empty cup. Right? Is it not? So similarly, you should know that the body is the vessel. The breath is the its content. Though I can say Atma is also its content. But for pranayama's sake, the content for pranayama, container for the pranayama, is the trunk. So the container takes the content, the breath, so that it finds, the content finds its level in the container. That is Puraka. Follow? And if the container is little shaky, or if the vessel, the container, the water, pot, if it has no base, can the water be in level? So Kumbhaka is meant for us to keep that energy on the container in a even level on the right and the left side. And exhalation is that used air, which has no value, you leave it. So that is known as empty cup. So when you are emptying the cup, is the cup empty or is the cup have something? Huh? If you have not understood, you have a vessel. If you press the vessel into the water goes in, but something has to come out for the water to go in. The air comes out. So nothing is empty. So empty vessel has air. So if it is filled with water, the water is full, the air has come out. So that is the vessel of the chest. Vessel in pranayama. So when you are inhaling, you think that you are inhaling the breath. But do you know which gives room for the breath to go in? Something has to come out. If you have to pour water into the vessel, the air in the vessel has to come out, is it not? So the same principle is in pranayama. That's why I said, because you are all doing, so you should know. So the infinite space in the body is the soul. So when you are inhaling, as the breath goes in, the self gives room for the breath to go in. Follow? If the self do not create space, the breath cannot go in. So self is coming out from its source. So when you start inhalation, where the breath touches, you will be it touches the bottom first. Then it spreads. So because it touches the bottom, the self says that I am giving room, please come in. So the self creates room and moves to the surface of the inner chest, inner layer of the skin. So when the breath touches, the self is compressed to the extremities of the body. That means the Puraka, the inhalation has ended. When you hold the breath, when you do the Kumbhaka, the self and the breath, which are in contact with the inner frame of the container, the trunk, they are wedded together. That means the breath, the energy, and the soul are united together at the time of Kumbhaka. That is Kumbhaka. But if you say, I want to increase the time, that means yourself has forgotten. So when the contact between the energy of the physical body, the container, when you find that the content is releasing through the container, the time of the Kumbhaka is over. What you do is egoistic Kumbhaka afterwards, not the true Kumbhaka. You have to differentiate between the real Kumbhaka and the egoistic Kumbhaka. If the container and the content are creating space in between, that is not Kumbhaka at all. That is egoist, arrogant Kumbhaka. As long as it is in touch, that is holistic Kumbhaka. So this is how you have to learn. Somebody says, hold it for 5 minutes, count 20. This is not pranayama at all. And if a math teacher says, I will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are not doing pranayama. Your mind is on the counting. Follow? So all these things you have to discriminate what is the true knowledge. So when there is a space created naturally, what Manusha said in Ardhasindrasana. So when that natural contact gets loose, that means the time has come for you to exhale. That means when you are exhaling, the body, the container comes along with the content, the cell close, so that your intelligence, your mind are all integrated in the cell. So in exhalation, the physical body, without disturbing the frame, the content which was in the frame releases from the frontier of the inner body and comes close to the infinite sphere. When it touches the center, Udaye Chitta Sambhite, all said. So exhalation should touch the Chitta, should touch the Hridaya. That means the exhalation is complete. Follow? That means what I said, the empty cup and the full cup. So you are emptying the cup in exhalation. That means the natural tendency of the mind which goes outside are withdrawn towards the self in exhalation. The mind reaches the self in exhalation. So when you are inhaling, it is the self which reaches the body. When you are inhaling, it starts as chitta. It touches the center, then it goes on expanding. Then it comes in contact with the physical body. So the Atma comes in contact when the inhalation is complete. That means the Atma has touched the inner container, the body. Don't say, can I take 10 seconds more? Can I take 1 second more? Increase? No. This you have to learn. So when you learn in your pranayama, puraka, that where it starts from an empty space. And how this soul, self, gives room for the breath to go in. How the breath and the self get united in Kumbhaka. How in Rechaka, how the body releases the self to go to its abode. So that at that time the nature also says, I will also come with you to reach your abode. That is the secret of pranayama. That is why it is called Bhakti Yoga. Pranayama is Bhakti Marga because in inhalation you are thinking of the expansion of the soul. In retention you are attending to the contact of the soul with the energy. And in exhalation you make the body to follow the self. Where the self reaches, your mind, your intelligence, the body does not reach. Your consciousness, your intelligence, your mind comes closer and closer to the center of the body in exhalation. This is the secret of pranayama. So this afternoon, when you have been, when they are teaching, keep this as the real gate for you to enter the sanctum sectorum in your heart, chitta hridaye. Hridaye chitta sambhite. That means integration of the chitta with the atma is hridaye chitta sambhite. So in exhalation, the body integrates with the self. In inhalation, the self integrates with the body. And in Kumbhaka, they are wedded together. That is what they saw, Kundalini Yoga. They use different words, but I don't want to use such mysterious words. I just give what the natural average individual can understand what is spiritual steps are in pranayama. Okay? So when you do this, observe this, and I'm sure that you will know. The book is coming out Light on Life, is it not? So what I said, you will experience what I've said in Light on Life. Thank you.